took a couple. I was just going to say when we all had to take a couple months off.
Welcome everyone. We are going to be active in the beginning and then we're going to get passive. I've been doing a blend on Wednesday. Some days we do all restorative on Wednesdays. And my initial plan was to do that because the new moon was yesterday. And we usually feel the effects of the near the full moon 3 days before, during, and 3 days following. However, I want to discuss the Chinese New Year and the zodiac and things that come with it. And I thought it would be fun to build up to the tiger pose, since this year is the water tiger. So we'll do a little activity first, get the body moving, get our blood flowing, and get a little restless nature out of mind and body. And then we can hopefully relax and de-stress. So I guess it was about 12 years ago, I started paying attention to the Chinese New Year. And really that came about with my love affair of the moon. And discovering that the Chinese New Year is always on the lunar calendar versus the solar calendar. And in ancient times, we were all under the lunar calendar, and it wasn't until the Roman time that they switched it to a solar calendar. So oftentimes when you're listening to astrologers talk about the forecast for the new year, they'll often say, you know, you may not feel like it's really the beginning or the onstart of the new year until this particular lunation that starts the Chinese New Year. Because a lot of the energy from the past year is still rolling and coming in with us. And it's this new moon that we just had that starts to bring in the new energies that are going to push us forward into the new year. And then they also sometimes say, in some cultures, look at it as being the spring equinox, because when spring begins, that's when everything's kind of coming back to life. So regardless of how you look at it, think about just how January has been. January has been a pretty rough ride for most people. So I'm really looking at this particular lunation as being the onstart of 2022, and you can adopt that attitude as well. Every year, there's an animal and an element that goes with the year. And there's 12 animals in the zodiac, so it goes into a 12-year cycle. The tiger is the third at the beginning of the cycle because the story goes that the Chinese emperor in the, man, I can't remember what century, got all the animals in the kingdom and put them into a race, and whichever one crossed over the finish line first would be the lineup for the zodiac. And the tiger came in third. Because the tiger came in third and he was kind of in the lead, it is about leadership roles and becoming the leader of your own health, becoming the leader of your own life. The tiger represents strength and power, ferocity, protection, and it's also very nurturing. If you think back on when I was talking about the astrology and numerology for this year, in the numerology being a 6, that is all about mothering and nurturing and protection and compassion and things of that nature. That also correlates with this tiger. Now, the water element that comes with it, there are 5 different elements in the Chinese lineage, and this one happens to be the water. The water is cleansing. The water is purifying. And the water is a very strong force as well. And think about water, it can navigate and move around obstacles. And so that is good news for 2022. If we're going to carry that energy into the year, then we're going to be able to navigate through our obstacles and through the difficulties and challenges that we face. The other nice thing about it, coming in front of the tiger, a tiger is able to swim well, right? If it was a water rat, maybe not so good, right? The rat's going to drown. But the water tiger is able to swim. So it's kind of like survival. We're going to survive. All right. So the good news is this is going to be a lucky year no matter what your zodiac sign is. It's a year for taking bold risk, when you start to feel that gumption and motivation to step it forward, and the risk should pay off for everyone. So consider what that may be, maybe some new beginnings that may be stirring within, because a new moon represents new beginnings. Unfortunately, with the water, right, there's always yin and yang, there's always light and dark, right? There's always a shadow side. The shadow side of water is saying the same thing that astrology was saying about this year. There's going to be lots, and it's raining today, there's going to be lots and lots of water this year. So lots of flooding this year, tsunamis, sea levels rising, that sort of thing happening. It's also often representing conflict on the brink of war. It doesn't necessarily mean war is going to happen, but it's that conflict and that fear of, oof, we're coming to a head. We see that with China kind of encroaching upon Taiwan. We see that with Russia kind of, you know, pushing their limits with the Ukraine right now. So that's going to continue to play out. Hopefully nothing will get any worse than that. We'll see. But anyway, we're going to move a little bit and we're going to build up to the tiger. Before we start breathing and moving, I want to go back a little bit to give you a little bit more insight. 2020 was the year of the rat.
Yes.
And the rat is about challenges, changes, and disasters. Check. 2021 was the year of the metal ox. The ox is stable, the ox is hardworking, but the ox can't get anywhere really fast. And sometimes it gets stuck. So stuckness is one of the symbologies of the ox. Consider what 2021 was like. We'd move forward, we'd slide back. We'd move forward, we'd slide back. And I don't know about you, but I just felt like I was in a holding pattern most of the year. It didn't matter what I was trying to jumpstart or try to do. It was like, is it going to happen? Is it going to manifest? I don't know. And there are a lot of things I just had to drop. It just wasn't the time, you know? So anyway, that's where we're at. Year of the water tiger. So let's go ahead and start sitting upright. And we'll do a little breath work. Aligning your vertebrae, stacking one vertebra on top of the other, creating some space in between by lifting through your sternum and the crown of your head. Feel the spine naturally spring up on your in-breath. And feel you settle down into your seat on your out-breath. If there's been any innovative ideas coming to the forefront of your mind, hold on to those ideas. And look for signs or synchronicities to begin to take action. Find your courage and confidence and your inner strength to move forward without fear. Embracing the energy of the tiger. With your endeavors, I also want you to be aware of the gifts and the talents and your own uniqueness. Someone I was listening to the other day concerning the Chinese New Year said to embrace and to show your stripes. Now, as you turn inward to the breath, notice the coolness of the breath as it enters through the nostrils. The change in the warmth of the breath as it exits. slow your breathing down and enhance both parts of your breath. Knowing that our inhalations bring in vitality, this vital life force energy, oxygen, and allow both to be nutrients for the mind and the body. And with each exhalation, feel a softness, state of surrendering, the aspect of letting go. On your next inhalation, lift a little higher up through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, tilt over towards your left knee and swoop down and across to the right thigh and inhale back to the top. And we're just going to do this Kriya, circling over the lap. Circling over the lap helps to open up the hips. And the hips correlate back to the elements of water. One of the stumbling blocks for this second chakra, this energetic field, is guilt and shame that we tend to carry from our past. But we need to let that go. We all typically do the best we can at the moment we're doing it and with the knowledge we have. And since we're rolling over the legs, which goes back to the root chakra, that stumbling block is fear. If we embrace that tiger or tigress energy, we can be fearless, confident, courageous. Let's rise all the way back to the top and pause. And then we'll switch the feet and we'll take it the other direction. So we'll lean down towards the other side of the lap. Begin rotating the opposite direction. This is also good for the kidneys and the adrenals. It's also great preparation for meditation. So if you're ever trying to sit, having a hard time concentrating, doing a Kriya like this can really help to settle the mind down and prepare the body to be in stillness and quiet. And then come all the way back to the top. Flip your hands open on your lap. Let that energy become more absorbed within. And trusting the body's natural intelligence to take the healing energy exactly where it needs to go. And open up your eyes. Once you open up your eyes, move that bolster to the side. You may want your blanket for extra support as we come to a tabletop position. So landing the knees under the hips, regardless if you're needing that extra support or not. Your hands are located underneath the head of the shoulder bones. We're going to start to maneuver back and forth into cat-cow. So as you inhale, let your belly drip down, let your heart and chin lift up. And then as you exhale, round it out, dropping the tailbone, scooping in through the belly and chest, and bowing the head. The inhale will create the saddle, the heart opener. And the out breath will reverse it into the counter stretch. So there is a Chinese proverb that says, we're only as young as the flexibility of our spines. So we're trying to keep the back useful, mobile. Now, the next time you come to tabletop position, push down through your shins, ankles, and feet. Slowly extend your right leg back behind you. And then balance on alternate limbs and take your left arm forward and balance. Exhale, release. Good. Inhale, extend your left leg back. Reach your bones stacking, your joints stacking. Stabilize through your core. And then send your right arm forward. Balance and exhale, lower back down to tabletop position. Curl your toes, launch into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, make sure you're pressing through the balls of the feet, pressing down through the palms of the hands, and sailing the hips as high as possible, opening up the underside of the belly. Gazing in the direction of the feet or in between. Now travel the fingers back towards your toes, landing the soles of the feet to the mat, bending the knees if that's better for your back, and let your head go. As you hold Uttanasana, consider as we work through the back of the legs, how the legs propel us forward into action. Consider shedding any fear that blocks you from taking that action so that you can be bold in taking certain risks, affirming nothing and no one on this earth can hold me down or back from my new beginnings that will lead me to my destiny. Inhale, press down to the soles of the feet, sweep the arms to your sides and up overhead. Come to Urdhva Hastasana. The feet are pressing down through the four corners. The legs are lining up and zipping up. Exhale, swan dive forward and down to Uttanasana again. We're going to do that twice more. Inhale, pressurize the feet as the torso comes up. Arms will frame the face, chin parallel to the earth. And exhale, dive right back down and in. One more inhale, let's bring it out and up. And exhale, this time when you close back into self, we're gonna walk the hands forward to downward facing dog. So once you cross over that blanket, power back again through the hips. We're gonna take downward scorpion, so make sure there's just a few inches between the big toes before you uplift your right leg. Once you lift the right leg off the floor, bend the knee, lift the knee more skyward, and then exhale, unroll and lower the foot down. Inhale, lift the left leg up, and bend that top leg, twist open through your hips. From downward scorpion, gently unroll, lower the left foot, as well as both knees. Once you land both knees to the floor, we're going to inhale, pick up the right foot. And we're going to contract the glutes as we pump the foot in the air. It should naturally engage the glutes once you go to a certain height. And then exhale, soften the knee, bring it lower to relax the buttocks. buttocks. Good, continue that. Inhale, lift it up. Good, exhale, lower it down. Inhale, pump it up. Good, exhale, relax it down. One more, inhale, lift. Briefly hold at the top. Good, this time exhale, cat stretch, nose towards knee, no intention to touch. And then bring the right leg down. Other side, left foot lifts. Pump the foot higher, squeeze through the buttocks. Exhale, soften and release. A few more rounds. Inhale, lift, hold at the top for brevity of time, and then relax it down. Good, continue on. And then draw the nose and the knee towards one another. And then release the left knee down. All right, just said we're gonna do a little activity. We're moving to tiger now. Tiger pose, we're lifting the right foot up and we're gonna point the toes. When you lift your head up, this is the gentle way to do tiger. So it's different than the flex and the pumping we were doing. We're bowing the back. To advance tiger, if you wanna try it, your left hand takes a hold of the foot. But again, that's a more advanced tiger. You can remain in cub. Exhale, release. All right, other side. Inhale, the left leg's gonna lift, the toes point this time, and the head lifts. You're going the back. You're in it. You're in the tiger pose. If you choose to advance it, your right hand will wrap around to hook a hold. And exhale, release. Right, from here, we're gonna press back to child's pose. Now, if you'd rather circle the arms around you instead of having the arms in front of you, you're welcome to do this other variation. Close your eyes. And let your weight settle down to your brow. See if you can follow the wave of the breath as it rolls up and down your back body. Think of those waves washing and cleansing the metaphysical or spiritual heart. Any stress, tension, or worry from your mind. Firming here as you hold. I relax now from all outer involvements into my own inner haven of peace. The inhale will slowly start to come up. We're going to prepare for our first restorative position. We're going to take the bolster under the thighs. Now, you may have grabbed 2 blankets. One can go under your head like a pillow. If you're at home, you can use a pillow. Your second blanket can cover your body to keep the body heat in. But we're going to do reclined butterfly. So the soles of the feet will be on the opposite side of the bolster where the knees can fan apart. And then you can determine what feels best. Hands on or off the body. Just take time to settle in. Give your body permission to take rest. There is a story in Indian mythology where there was this demon conquering different lands, traumatizing different people. And the gods came together and knew that they couldn't just take out the demon because it required a woman to do so. So they got together and decided to create Durga, the goddess of strength and power. She was fierce. She had 8 or 10 arms. And all the gods gave her their weaponry, told her what she had to do. She decided to oblige, and when she went running into the battlefield, her vehicle of choice was a tiger. And she rode upon the tiger to find this demon. And through her rage of trying to take down the demon, Kali appeared. So Kali is another avatar of Durga. And even though these goddesses are known to be fierce, they're actually also considered the mother of compassion, because they were trying to protect the people. So I think it's interesting that astrology is saying the divine feminine energy is pouring in right now. They're also telling us in the next few weeks to be very aware of things that will be coming out. The evil and the corruption that will be taken down. And that is the story of Durga riding in on the tiger. So this is a fortunate time that we're living in. you're going to be able to witness these things. So with that story being told, I want you to look inside. Look at yourself. I want you to find your courage, your confidence, your strength, and your beautiful uniqueness. That is the only goal here, to drop into the self-reflection. To know that you are golden and you have gifts to offer. Next stipulation, go ahead and lift the knees up. But just elongate your legs. Go over the bolster, down the lane of your mat. Doing out of the hip opening exercise. Into bubbling brook pose. Follow the in and the outflow of your breath. And try to linger on the out breath. Dropping in. Dropping any script or stories that may be playing out in your mind. Put the left knee in. A light hold. Now let's swap to the right. So extend your left leg out and hug your right knee. Once you release your right knee, stand your feet on top of the bolster. And let the knees rock to the right. Inhale, lift the knees, and now allow them to rock to the left. Do this twist a couple more times in sync with your breath. Inhale through center. Exhale over to the side. Inhale, pass through center. And exhale, take it to the other side. The next time you roll to the right, go ahead and press down through your left palm to come up. We're gonna take a restorative back bend. So there's several different things you can do with your blankets. One is having the blanket under your head, another rolled up underneath your knees, and then covering your body. Once you create your back bend, feel free to cover the eyes with your lids or cover with a towel or eye pillow. So I want you to notice, even in these restorative poses, even though you don't feel a lot of sensation, there is a concentration on one or more areas.
Then are you sitting on the floor or the
Bolster, I just have a little, oh, you need it. You know,
Yeah.
you can also sit on the blanket and then roll over. Try that.
I can't do an extension.
Yeah. I'm that way some days too.
Yeah.
But if you sit on the blanket and then roll back so that your head's patted, or I can bring you another bolster to go under your head. Let me do that.
That'd be awesome. Let me do that.
How's that feel? Once you get nestled in, I'm going to talk you through a little guided meditation. And then you can have a little bit of silence. I want you to imagine that through your lower body, it's shining red. Imagine a liquid type light Just pouring down from the pelvic floor through your legs and your feet. Washing and cleansing away anything that may prohibit you from taking steps forward or taking risks, so that you can be bold in your steps. And bring your awareness into your low back and hips. Imagining that washing through this area is an orange liquid light. It's cleansing away any insecurities, any and all fear, so that you're maintaining confidence in yourself. As you come up higher into your belly, let this liquid light turn golden. Fiery yellow that allows you to follow your passion. It invokes your inner strength. Bringing your awareness into your heart center. Picturing this liquid light turning green. That can heal the heart. So that it oozes compassion. You're capable of nurturing yourself and others. And to bring the courage to share your gifts and talents, to embrace your own unique self. Bringing this liquid light to your throat. Mimics the color of the sea. It allows for free expression. Speaking and living your truth. Then invite the beautiful blue to become this liquid light in your face and brow. Washes away anything blocking you from following your intuition. Welcoming any downloads. embracing this divine feminine energy that's rolling in, that has our backs. It's going to carry us forward into the future. Finally, bringing it up to the crown of the head. Liquid, light, lovely purple. It allows us to know wisdom. That invites us to bring more unity. Allows for a state of oneness.
Just go ahead. Acquainted with the breath, alive with the breath. Listen to the breath. Once you deepen the flow of your breath, start to awaken some movement in your hands and feet. Begin to exit out of the pose that you've been in, to return to a formal seat. Once you arrive to a seat, close the eyes. This calm, contemplative nature that we've created, we want to try to hold on to as we depart. Bringing your hands to still in this practice. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.